Chapter 3. Self-Knowledge. 1. The vibrations of vital breath excite desires and feelings in the heart. If it is suppressed, the mind rendered quiet. But it cannot be suppressed permanently, it can only be controlled for a time being. However, frequency of vibrations of prana by breath is generated by food, work, space, time, causation, sanskars and other so many factors. 2. Energy lies in atoms, not in molecules, and still more precise in electrons. Similarly, like electrons, if more refined is thought concentration, it will have higher value of energy. 3. After one overcomes impure awareness state of restful alertness, only then the great momentum is achieved. 4. Not the desires but the unfulfillment of desires gives the dissatisfaction. 5. Getting powers without purity of mind is a hindrance in success. 6. The self must be heard, then to be reasoned, and finally it is to be meditated upon. 7. As we make our life more pure and noble, we enjoy more beauty and eternal joy. 8. Meditation suppresses or suspends breath and controls pranas. By turning the tip of the tongue inside, meditation becomes easy. 9. No object gives pleasure if one is contented. 10. If mind is fully under control and one-pointed, it ceases to exist. Then only one enjoys infinite bliss. And if one is not agitated under tarrying circumstances, he is fit to enter the moksha. Here thoughts and maya or illusion end. In addition, when mind is absorbed in the self, it is death for mind and start of the source of self-realization. 11. Even great devas are subject to the condition of their bodies. When the beginningless emotions and desires are exhausted, then only state of perfect peace comes. 12. Only after getting Samadhi, one can live without eating and sleeping. 13. If you do every act mindfully and consciously, that becomes karma yoga. It is only karma when it is done mechanically. 14. Always psychological satisfaction is richer than physical gratification. 15. Unless inward or self-life is mastered, outer world does not give satisfaction. 16. Revolt is the very spirit of an evolutes. The majority are generally humble adopter to every situation. 17. If the words express something different from what mind declares, there will be a dangerous shattering in his inner personality. There should be healthy harmony between mental moves and vital expressions. 18. There are three groups of obstacles in the divine path. They are: 1. God sent, lightning, thunder, etc. 2. Phenomenal, fire, flood, etc. 3. Subjective, inertia, lack of faith, etc. In most of the cases, subjective hindrances is the major cause. 19. Changes take place only on the changeless ground. We define creation or changes in terms of time, which in its turn is a created or changed factor. 20. The vasanas or mental impressions in totality are the cause for creation of changes in the self-life and our outward world. 21. Ishwar or Almighty is compelled to create a world determined by the texture and quality of vasanas or mental impressions that are to see their fulfillment in the world to be created. 22. In conscious sleep, the gross and subtle world of the waking, consciousness, and dream, subconsciousness, merge into ourselves. And while we are in a physical sleep, there is, as it were, a pralaya, dissolution, of our world. 23. Loka does not mean the world, but it is field of experience. 24. According to Shiva, the camp headquarters of the self in the waking state is in the right eye, in the dream state it is in the throat, and in the deep sleep state it is in the here space. At the throat a kind of over-centralization of the dream ego exists, and it is pointed out that in the deep sleep state individualistic personality folds up its nervous impressions and comes to dwell in the heart space. 25. When emotion overpower the thoughts during interaction, ideas get flared up into language to its white heat of intensity, without grammar and any rules. 26. Man of self-realization lives in his own infinite experience of bliss, absolute in himself, desiring nothing, wanting nothing, expecting nothing, beyond all finite imperfections and miseries. 27. Without purity of mind, even the study of Vedanta is like jumping high with small legs and breaking them. 28. It is very important to perceive that even if you imagine that nothing exists, there will be space, and you have to transcend the space also for knowing the self. 29. The center of moon in human body is Agya Chakra and center of sun is at Manipura. Prana is connected with sun, and mind is connected with moon. Manipura Chakra, when aroused, emits Soma, which can be directed upwards up to Agya Chakra, that is Kutash Chaitanya. Vipritkari Mudra is basically to bring sun upwards and moon downwards. 30. Ram Mantra is for householders, Swadhyaya is a continuous awareness, and Kundalini awakening is primarily for peace and knowledge. Followers of Dharma in real sense are indifferent to praise and blame, and after self-realization, it becomes clear to the aspirant the location of 5 pranas in the physical body, that is Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana, and Udana. 31. Yoga is the one comprehensive process by which a man ascends in the scale of life by performing acts, which are expressions of a dynamic personality based on the complete coordination of all his powers. 32. The greatness of a man is not in what he does but what he was and what he is now. 33. The mind becomes rebellion if more pressure of will is put on the mind. 34. Sublimation requires the highest laborious efforts into a higher unity. 35. It was in daily life that spirit is to be glimpsed. Life is not to be taken as struggle but as a fulfillment. 36. True service of a man is with emotion and spirituality. 37. Gayatri Mantra depicts that let us meditate on Ishwar and His glory, who has created this universe, who is fit to be worshipped and who is the remover of all his sins and ignorance. May He enlighten our buddhi. 38. A whole man will be truly in touch with the center. His touch will surely give the inner clarity. 39. Four aims of life are dharma, artha, kama or desires, and moksha. 40. A spoken world is but a gross manifestation of subtle world, and subtle word is a manifestation of the causal word. 41. According to Vedanta philosophy, everything is matter, which is not pure consciousness or spirit. 42. The sheath of bliss is the same as the causal body in which he remains in deep dreamless sleeps. 43. Renunciation simply enhances your powers, takes away anxiety and fear, and makes you fearless and happy. 44. The mind should be subjected to the laws of statics and body subjected to the laws of dynamics. Body at work and self at rest. 45. Cooperation is nothing but manifestation of love. 46. Secret of success is work, self-sacrifice, self-forgetfulness, universal love, cheerfulness, fearlessness, self-reliance. 47. One must have the heart of Christ, brain of Shakespeare, and mind of Plato. 48. The more you succeed in taking off the burden of thoughts from your shoulders, the stronger you will feel. 49. It is not your duty to worry or hurry about any business. Your only occupation or duty is to keep yourself self-contained, self-poised and self-pleased. 50. For nirvana, one mind is to be free from passions and evil thoughts. 2. Sincerity and single-point mind. 3. Equanimity and being mindful. 4. Beyond the duality of pleasure and pain. 51. By one's own efforts, by eternal vigilance and by following the laws of psychology that one can liberate himself. 52. Maya means, ma stands for not and ya stands for that is, not that. 53. Vedanta tells you that in your dreams, it is you yourself that appears as the object on one side and the subject on the other. So, You are the object and you are the subject. 54. If the causal body were satisfied with the suggestion of Godhead, then the man is bound to be a prophet. 55. Pains and sufferings are blessings of this world. If there were no pains and sufferings, there would be no progress. 56. Your economic life, social life, your aesthetic life can be secured only when you turn to be a spiritual ideal. 57. Consciousness is Brahman or Almighty. It means that the individual consciousness, the center of human personality, is not different from the supreme consciousness that manifests and sustains the universe. 58. To become a philosopher is to become transformed in life, renewed in mind and baptized in spirit. 59. When heart becomes purified by charity and sacrifices, there arises a hunger for knowledge of Almighty or Brahman. 60. There are 5 debts, which shall be repaid. 1. To gods, by performing sacrifices. 2. To seers, by devotion. 3. To pitras or departed souls, by praying for them. 4. To man, by love and sympathy. 5. To lower creation, by food and drink. 61. All existence is in the self and self is there in all existence. 62. Perfect observance of moral principles and perfect self-control are the only means by which the veil of ignorance can be removed. 63. Rare and blessed is the combination of these 3, that is human birth, desire for freedom and association with a holy man. 64. The yogic chakras in the body are categorized as Muladhara as tamas, Swadhisthanam, Manipura and Anahata as rajas, Vishuddhi and Agya as sattvic. 65. Basically, chakras are visualized and are placed where nerves and muscles unite. Agya chakra is a place of command. 66. To control anger, one must meditate on navel center. 67. The braves are always having moral value. Cowards are those who are weak, commit sin and speak lies. 68. The secret of life is not enjoyment but education through experience. 69. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram are energy, love and beauty. 70. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all other things will be added to you. 71. He who desires for a comfortable and nice life and at the same time wants to realize the self is like a fool